Hi Novaturians, just to introduce myself, it's Geraldine, your resident yoga instructor, and over here we have young Maya, my assistant and our model for today. Our focus will be on the lymphatic system. To give you a bit of an indication of what the lymphatic system is all about, we have lymph nodes located underneath our armpits, in our groins and in our throat. The lymph unfortunately does not have a pump. Just like the heart pumps blood that circulates around our body. Now the lymph system is kind of lazy and it needs a push and a shove to get flowing through our body. There are three things that assist with lymph drainage. The first one, compression. The second one is circulation. And our final one is deep breathing. So you're probably wondering, how does yoga assist? When it comes to compression, when you're in certain poses, holding poses, we tend to contract the muscles. For example, in a twist, we're twisting and we're compressing and tightening up certain muscles, which help move that lymph through the body. Our circulation, going into inversions where the heart is higher than the head and gravity is assisting. The lymph starts flowing through the body, traveling up through the lungs, and as it's going through the lungs, it's catching that bacteria and then moving to our armpits, for example, and releasing via sweat or even allowing us to breathe out those toxins. So that supports our immune system. Finally, the deep breathing. As you start breathing, and especially doing deep belly breathing, you're breathing in and your belly expands, and then you're exhaling and your belly comes into your spine, contracting. Again, we are tensing those muscles, forcing that lymph to move through the body, but also with the breath, releasing out of the mouth or the nose. So again, releasing the toxins. Today I'm going to guide you through poses on the mat. We're going to do 7 poses, so a couple of poses that you can do at home. You don't need anything. If you do have a block and a mat, bonus. If not, it's all fine. You can use a blanket or a cushion. And then we'll be using our hammocks as well. So replicating those exact poses from yoga on the mat into the hammock. So grab your mat, unroll it, and let me take you through a detox lymph drainage session. Right, you're on your mat. We're going to start in a seated position, so you can drop down onto your buttocks into the easy pose, crossing your legs. Lovely. We're going to start by stretching into the neck. So taking your right hand to the left side of your ear and pulling your head down towards your right shoulder. You can see Maya is stretching into her neck, and here we're starting to work into the nose, into our throat, stretching and getting those muscles to start moving the lymph up and down the neck area. You're now going to change to the opposite side. Remember to focus on your breathing here. Nice deep belly breathing. So inhaling, feeling your belly expand, exhale, contracting the belly. Because now we want to also start allowing those stomach muscles to start contracting or compressing and then releasing. Once again, not only are we working into the neck nodes, but into our digestive organs, starting to get that lymph to move down either into the groins or up into the armpits. Good. Our final variation of the neck stretch is you're going to take your hands to behind your head, interlace your fingers, and pull your chin towards your chest. You will feel us stimulating the thyroid gland here. So not only are we starting to get the lymph going, but now we're starting to stimulate the thyroid gland, which is fabulous for our metabolism. Right. Release now, and then find yourself flat on your back. So lying flat on your back, open up your arms to the side, like letter T, draw your knees up towards your chest, and you're going to swing your knees all the way over to your right side, taking yourself into a reclined spinal twist. If you want more, bring your knees up closer towards your right forearm. If you want more, take your right hand and position your right hand top of your thigh. Lovely. You want to allow your shoulders to relax. Here we're compressing and twisting, so getting into the liver and the pancreas. Lovely. Obviously we need to do the other side. So release your hand, inhale, lift the knees up, and exhale, let's switch over. And whatever you have done on the first side, we need to repeat to the other side. Again, allowing yourself to relax into your shoulders, feeling the twist into the digestive organ, focusing on your breath. Nice. Slowly release, lie flat on your back, lift your knees, feet to the floor, let us bend into our knees. And you're going to bring your arms alongside your body. I'm now taking Maya into a supported bridge. So this part, if you've got a block, fantastic, use it. You can use a pillow, you can use a nice compressed folded blanket, otherwise no props. All right, you're going to walk your heels closer towards your buttocks, going into the bridge. You're going to press down into your arms and your hands, and I want you to lift the hips up, and you're going to place your block underneath you into your sacrum. Lower your hips down onto the block, and you'll find that you're elevating the hips. So what is happening here? The hips are elevated, and the heart is pressing downwards. The head, the neck needs to be long, so you want to move your chin towards your chest, again stimulating the thyroid gland. We are starting to use gravity. So now the lymph is draining from the legs down into the digestive organs, towards the lungs, into our armpit nodes. To take it further, you're going to lift your hips up higher, and you're going to see that we're stacking the block a little higher. Release the hips downward and completely relax onto the block. Again, here you can hold for a couple of breaths, deep belly breathing. Alternatively, you can take it further. You're going to inhale, elevate the hips. Now we're stacking the block vertically, making sure it's nice and secure, lowering the hips, making sure that your block is secure, and again release it. Again, you can stay here for a couple of rounds of deep belly breathing. Finally, if you don't have a block, you're going to inhale, Maya, lift your hips up, remove the block, take your hands underneath your back, interlace your fingers. You're going to press down firmly into your pinkies as you straighten your arms, and you're going to lift those hips nice and high. Again, you'll find that your chest is starting to move towards your chin, and again, stimulating that thyroid gland. Nice. Release your hands, open up your hands wider, and you're going to roll down one vertebra at a time, lowering your tail. Now, if you need to release the back, you're going to draw your knees up towards your chest, one knee at a time. Hug your shins, just hold around your shins, stretching and releasing the tension that we may have created around your back body. Lovely. Release. Lower your feet to the floor. You're going to lift your hips up into a half bridge. Lift your hips up. Tuck your block underneath your sacrum. Lower your buttocks downward. And we're going to go up into legs up against the wall. So, here, you can use the wall and rest your feet up against the wall. If you're not near a wall, it's perfect. You can just let your feet, your legs hover. This is fantastic. If you've been standing for long, during the day, walking, long periods, and just keep your legs elevated. Gravity is definitely helping here. So you'll find that the circulation, the lymph is draining from the feet, so especially if you're pregnant or you have been standing a long time, you've got swollen ankles and legs, the lymph is draining down the legs, going to the groin, releasing out of the groin. So you might find after your practice that you're a little bit sweaty. The odor might not be something that smells good. So you might be a little sweaty and stinky. So don't be alarmed. All right, so legs up against the wall is super. If this is one of the poses that you can only practice, or you only got 5 minutes to practice, do yourself a favor, and this is the one to do. All right, you're going to release your legs down by bending your knees. You're going to lift your hips up, and also you don't need a block. You don't need any tools. Release your tail down. You can just lift your legs up. You don't need anything to elevate the hips. All right, I want you now to roll over or come onto all fours. You're going to go into a happy cat and an angry cat pose. Ensure that your hands, your wrists, your elbows and your shoulders are in one straight line. Your knees and your hips are in one straight line. The tops of the feet are resting on the floor. Your neck is long. Your nose is pointed to the floor. Here we're using our breath as well as the back muscles and the belly muscles. So you'll feel a nice stretch. So exhale completely and lift your spine up into an angry cat, sucking that navel in. Inhale, push your belly down to the floor, lift your chin up, feeling a stretch into the belly. So getting into the digestive organs here. You'll do this a couple of rounds. When you're ready, inhale, exhale, lift the spine. Inhale, happy cat. Exhale, angry cat. Inhale, happy cat. Lovely. Bring yourself to center. Good. From all fours, after your happy cat and your angry cat, you're going to tuck your toes under and you're going to float up into a down dog position. Don't judge yourself. If you cannot straighten your legs, it's perfectly fine. Keep the knees bent. Here, this is considered as an inversion. As you can see, Maya's head is lower than her heart. Gravity is assisting. So we are draining from the lower part of the body, taking that lymph, going through the body, going through our lungs. And as it's going through the lungs, it's catching that bacteria, moving to our armpit node and releasing. So fantastic for your immune system. Make sure that your head and your neck is totally relaxed. All right, from here, you're going to bend into your knees. You're going to drop down into your child pose. Take your buttocks towards your heels and walk your arms forward, relaxing the forehead to the floor. Now, if your forehead cannot reach the floor, you're more than welcome to place a cushion underneath your forehead, or you can place a block underneath your forehead and just allow yourself to relax. So sometimes it's fabulous just to relax your muscles, because just as much as sometimes our muscles might be tense the whole time and not even allowing that lymph to pass through, sometimes it's equally as good just to relax. Relax, soften the muscles, relax completely, and let that lymph flow through the body. Lovely. Right, so we've reached the end of our lymphatic drainage sequence on the mat. If you do have a hammock at home, set yourself up and we're going to move into the hammock shortly. Welcome to our hammock section of our lymphatic drainage sequence. So stand in front of your hammock and we're going to work into stretching our neck. So take your right hand to the left ear, pull your right ear towards your right shoulder, and just feel that gentle stretch into the left side of your neck. Likewise, so I'm not going to go into too much detail because if you watch the first section on the mat, you'll understand where we're going. All we are doing is replicating each pose on the hammock. Good, release, and let's do the other side. Remember to keep breathing deeply in and out of your nose and consciously relax your body as well. Bring yourself to center now, and you're going to interlace your hands behind your head and gently pull the chin towards your chest, stretching around your shoulders, up into your neck, and really allowing that lymph fluid to flow freely into the throat node. Release. When you're ready, you're going to raise your arms up and you're going to grip hold of your hammock and gently lift yourself up, allowing yourself to sit into the hammock. Ensure that you're safely seated into your hammock. Drop one foot towards the floor and cross the opposite leg over, like you're seated at your desk. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhalation, you're going to take your left hand to your right knee and your right hand to behind your back. Now, if you feel unstable, you're more than welcome to hold on to your hammock. You want to revolve that back shoulder as far back as you can, bringing the front shoulder forward. You also want to lengthen your spine, feeling yourself twisting around the torso. Obviously, we need to do the other side. So bringing yourself back to your center, one foot to the floor, cross over, and then twist to the opposite side. Again, feel free to hold on to your hammock if you're feeling a little bit nervous. Again, remind yourself to deepen the breath. Bring yourself to center. Grip hold of your hammock, and you're going to slide the back of the knees into the hammock. You're going to slowly roll down, releasing the shoulders to the floor, and you can see Maya has Charlie Chaplined her feet to grip hold of the hammock. From here, we're going to move into the bridge pose. So, engaging the glutes, lifting the hips up, taking the arms underneath the back, interlace your fingers, and really opening up into the chest. Allow yourself to elevate those hips up, feeling the chin and the chest connecting, stimulating your thyroid gland. Taking a deep in-breath. As you exhale, roll down, all the way down. Release your hands, open up your arms, relax into your hands, and let your tail drop down to the floor. Here we have legs up against the wall. Again, keeping the legs relaxed, torso relaxed, and just allowing your whole body to surrender. Focusing on deep belly breathing. I can't stress how important the breath is. Focus on releasing. If you need to sigh and breathe out of your mouth, go for it. Release those toxins. Nice. From here, you can unhook your feet out of the hammock. Drop your feet to the floor. Roll yourself up into a seated position. Grip hold of the hammock. Grab hold of the mat. You're going to lift yourself up. So we're going to go into a happy cat, angry cat position. You can see Maya is bending the knees like she's seated. Maya, I need you to walk yourself slightly forward so that your hammock is underneath the plumb line. She's going to go into an angry cat by tilting her pubic bone up towards her chin, rounding into the back. Angry cat on the exhalation. Happy cat on the in-breath. Tilting the pelvis downwards, sticking the butt back, opening up into the chest, lifting the chin up slightly. Let's do a couple of rounds. Exhale, rounding into your back. Inhale, opening up. Let's do it one more time. Exhale. Inhale. Beautiful. Bring yourself to center. Pull yourself up into a standing position. Hold your hammock into a push grip. Take yourself into a down dog. So the hammock is going to go into your hip flexors. So getting into those groins. Tilting forward, walking the hands as far forward as you can, heels as far back as you can, and dropping the heels towards the floor. Here the hammock is supporting Maya. Also getting into those hip flexors, into those groins, and just releasing the whole body. Again, the head is lower than the heart, so really forcing that lymph to go through the lungs, out of the armpits. You can stay here for as long as you want, as long as you feel comfortable. When you're ready, you're going to slowly walk your hands towards your feet. You're going to ground your feet, and you're going to roll up one vertebra at a time. Holding your hammock in a push grip, you're going to drop onto your knees for me. Good. And you're going to pull your tail back towards your heels. Stretch your arms forward into a nice supported variation of your child pose. Here you can see Maya's armpits are nice and open, really allowing that sweat and those toxins to drain. Head and neck are relaxed. And here you can stay here for as long as you want. Again, just focusing on your breath. When you're ready, Maya, you can release. Lovely. And slowly find yourself up into a standing pose. And that's the end of our detox section, or our lymph drainage session on the hammock. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. If you want more, give us double thumbs up. And if you want more information, feel free to drop us an email to contact one of us, and we'll gladly assist you. We really hope that you enjoyed this, and feel free to also pop us a message if there's anything in particular that you would like to focus on.